It is my pleasure to be here. This is actually my second Cloudbazaar, first Cloudbazaar online, and it's the first time I'm presenting. Hope everyone is fine, enjoying from the comfort of their homes or cafes. Let me introduce myself first. So my name is Vuksan Rajkovic. I've been with .me domains for about 11 years. And today I'll be talking about getting creative with domains. So let me just give you a little bit of the background. .me is the CCTLD for Montenegro, and the CCTLD stands for Country Code Top Level Domain Name. So basically, .me for Montenegro is what .in is for India, what .de is for Germany, what .tr is for Turkey. We launched in 2008, and since the beginning, we marketed the extension as personal domain. We have around 1 million domain names. We have partners from all over the world. At this point of time, we have 400 registrar partners, and we have customers also all over the world. So it's like literally from every country and every territory. But most importantly, we think that .me is a very good fit for the digital age we live in. Why? Well, because it is one of the rare extensions that adds personal flavor to your brand, to your business, to the service you run online, because at the same time, it's making something that is virtual, less distant, and more appealing to the end customer. Now, what are the ways to get creative with domain names? Well, first of all, .me is very good at creating an engaging call to action. Hope that everyone knows what call to action is. For those that have doubts, here's the definition. So basically, it's the message that prompts you into action, that makes you that you want to do something. And if you think about it, there are many words that have like very good, that combine very well with .me, that simply remain stuck in your head as soon as you pronounce them aloud. I don't know, like try me, find me, help me, make me, call me, love me, and so on. .me is very good at and actually businesses realized this early on, and they started registering domain names, or .me domain names, that literally explain their selling propositions within these two words. So for instance, let's take a look at some examples. So for instance, here we have Join Me, which is online meeting and collaboration tool, and it's literally its purpose is explained in these two words. Log Me In, which is a company behind it, is an internet veteran, and back in the day they registered this domain name, and they made it very obvious what they do. I mean, it helped them in the marketing, it helped them in the engagement of the end customer. Another one, Call Me. Similarly, Call Me makes also clever use of another premium domain name. And in this case, it's the service for secure calls and secure messaging online. Diagnose Me, another one. This is a platform that connects the end customer with, actually the patient, who is the end customer, with medical experts who can provide a diagnosis for them. And now someone might say, well, yes, I mean, this is true, and these are all very attractive names, but they might be premium. Well, the thing is, you can also do this with something that we call regular, non-premium domain names. So it doesn't, like, degree of creativity doesn't depend and shouldn't depend on like how wealthy you are, how much money you have. So these are some examples of that. For instance, Themify Me is actually a startup that basically deals into drag and drop WordPress themes. And it's one of the probably best known startups on .me extension. They are, I think, among top 4,000 Alexa. And it's just a made up name. So somebody, again, utilized that call to action that .me naturally creates and come up with Themify.me. Another one is Drupalize.me. So these are the lovers of Drupal, the Drupal community. They came up with the word, and with their service, you can actually learn Drupal anytime, anywhere. And there are other ones like Connectify Me, like Hashtagify Me. But the thing is that basically the idea is the possibilities are virtually limitless when it comes to the call to action. Now, moving forward, short is better. Now, I feel that I need to stress this applies to the online world. But basically, this quality of being short is actually closely related to the relationship between CCTLDs, with our country code domain names, and then GTLDs, which are generic domain names. So with the country code, they have to be by virtue, they have to be 2 characters because of the international conventions. This quality of being short is mostly used for the big brands that actually want to create the sense of community. And since every interaction online counts, short or shorter domains save characters on social and make links more memorable on mobile. And this is why big brands use this for their own benefit. So for instance, we have Facebook that uses fb.me to shorten their links, to shorten the usernames. Or when some other content other than the username is posted on Facebook, then basically you would see on.fb.me. What else? There's WordPress. WordPress uses wp.me. Again, the same thing. Every blog post on WordPress has this wp.me shortened link. Sorry about that. Telegram. They use t.me, again, to shorten the usernames. Does a short domain name always have to be used as a shortener? It doesn't. There are instances of big brands and up-and-coming startups, they use it as a primary domain name. One of them is LIME, li.me, which is a well-known ride-sharing company. So you can actually rent their bikes and scooters. And it's at the same time one of the rare examples where a big company migrated from .com to .me. You can probably, if you haven't recognized LIME, maybe you can recognize them from this picture. So they're very big in Europe. They're very big in North America. Not sure about the Asia though. Then again, 11.me. This is a Bulgarian startup. They're well known in this part of the world. But what they did, they basically decided to opt for number instead of the word for their primary domain name. So they use 11.me for their domain. And yet again, someone might say, well, these are all premium domain names. Well, and I cannot highlight this enough. Domains that don't have to be a premium, you can do a similar thing with the regular domains. So for instance, all these companies, Airbnb, DeviantArt, Indiegogo, they are using regular domain names to sort of send their message across social platforms online. So we have Airbnb here using abnb.me as a shortener. DeviantArt, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, community for art enthusiasts online. They're using fav.me, fav.me for the shorteners. Indiegogo, they use igg.me. So these are all regular domain names. They were not premium. So again, this is how they sort of are getting creative with domain names. What else? One of the favorite hacks is also the subdomain, or creating your brand on a subdomain. And the instance that I have here is by.me, by.me. So that's the second level domain name. However, what they have as the primary website is home.by.me. And this is actually proprietary software that is used for 3D modeling, for 3D design of homes. However, if they decide to branch into a similar software, adapt it to a similar purpose, they can use it for that other purpose, and at the same time maintain all the traffic under a single brand. So, for instance, they can have sunglasses design at sunglasses.by.me. I don't know, furniture design at furniture.by.me. Basically, any big company that wants to have company name on the second level domain name can actually have the respective brands domains on the third level. Or they can do the thing that Line application did. So they have their company name on line.me, but they have a certain segment of their brand, the third level domain. So it's timeline.line.me. And then again, it doesn't have to be, as I keep saying, it doesn't all have to be premium. So we came across a lot of instances where like ordinary users actually benefit from using a subdomain name for the personal purposes. So this one here is a famous web designer, Leah Vero. What she did was to register the last name, vero.me, and she actually built her web presence on using the format first name, last name.me. So leah.vero.me. And this happens a lot. A lot of people get their last name and then they build personal websites for themselves or for their family on using the format first name, last name.me. And it works equally well with emails. So if you, for instance, want to sort of separate your business email from your professional emails, one of the way to do that is on your last name.me. And that's what actually, that was something that I did for my family. So I registered my last name, which is Rajkovic.me, RAJKOVIC.me, and I actually allocated that to my father, my sister, my brother, they keep using it. Well, actually, only my father kept on using it, but that's still, I would still consider that 50% success rate. What else? Yes, something that is closely related to the getting creative with domains is the rise of URL shortening services. So as far as I remember, these shortening services first appeared a long time ago, about 10, 11 years ago. And at the beginning, they were pretty simple. Basically, we just type in long URL, Vuksan Rajkovic.me, you would get something very short, like shorten.com/random random string of letters and characters. However, that gets smarter over the time. Nowadays, there are literally link management platforms like Bitly, bit.ly, like Rebrandly, like CapsLink. So for us, it's important that they're getting smarter. So this means that you can decide on time, you can decide on place, and the audience you want to engage. But more importantly, they are brandable. They have this ability for you to relay their services to the brand. And this brandable aspect is important because this is where domain names come into play. So instead of getting just a regular shortened link, or actually a random shortened link, you can get your custom domain for this. So for instance, if there's an application called Frame, and there is one, for them it makes much more sense to have fra.me than a random short link. Why does this make more sense? Well, it makes more sense because they would first of all increase their brand visibility, because Frame is the same combination of letters and characters as the name of their brand. Then secondly, they would most likely increase the click-through rate and therefore increase the brand engagement, because people who probably are more likely to click on Frame than on some random link. And then in the end of the day, they would also reduce any potential abuse, which is often associated with these random links. And on the next slide, I actually have a couple of examples of big brands that use the custom domain names for their campaigns. So for instance, Panda Express, which you have here, they actually used one of the Redix's extensions, .press. So you can see they use Pandex.press on Twitter. Lamborghini, another big brand, well, they use Lambo, the nickname for Lamborghini, in one of their campaigns. And this is country code domain name for Bolivia. So this sort of goes back to the country code domain that I spoke about at the beginning of the presentation. And then there's also Nike. They use Go Nike.me in one of their campaigns launched 7 years ago. But and again, I'm highlighting again, so these are just the regular domain names the creative teams of these big companies sort of found out there and used in the campaigns in order to sort of engage users better. Why am I saying all of this? Why is all of this important? In the end of the day, why should we bother at all? Well, the thing is, we should bother because the domain name registration belongs to you. So once you register the domain name and you renew it, you are the one who manages all the links. You are the one who has the content under those links. You are the one that those traffic is getting back to. And you won't be dependent on some third-party service. You won't be dependent on some third-party or social media platform when it comes to building your business and to building your brand. And in other words, and at the same time, to cut the long story short, with domain names, you are literally your own engineer on the web. And at the same time, this is the message I would like to leave you with. Hope this was helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And it is time for Q&A now. I'll stop sharing my screen so you can see my face now. Hope you're not disappointed. There's also this .me banner behind. I mean, you probably see it flipped. Let's try to move my head. It says express yourself. Thank you for listening. Should there be any questions, you can always email them to me. So it's vuksan@domain.me, or you can, I don't know, like find me on Facebook. So it's fb.me/Vuksan Rajkovic. Thank you, organizers. Thank you for putting this together. I know it wasn't easy, but it's important to sort of to manage to keep the continuity of the conference, and that's what Cloudbazaar did. Okay, well, thank you very much.